So my name is Julian. I'm the founder of Foseis. I'm 14 years old. I'm more a technical guy. I come from an engineer school, so maybe sometimes I will be too technical. If it's the case, just interrupt me, please, or ask questions. But the advantage is normally that I will be concrete with some concrete cases of what we made in China. So a few words about Foseis, because contrary to Incorte Inglés or You Don't Pay, I don't think you know us. So we're a small company I created in Lille a few years ago. In 2009, we created one of the very first mobile application of e-commerce application. It was allowing people to order tickets for movies on the go in Paris and to pay directly from the application. 3 years later, our first client, Auchan, with Julian with me, I will talk about this just after, asked us to make our first mobile application, which is called My Auchan. So what's our job? We are retail digitalizers. That's the word I invented. I don't even know if it's existing, but we are helping brands digitalizing the relationships they have with their customers. So what does that mean? That means we are making 3 kinds of things. Mobile app for the customer. A typical app we're making is an application that allows customer to put inside the application the loyalty card, get coupon, get promotions, pay at the cashier, and so on. We are doing in-store kiosk. For instance, inside the store, you want to locate a product in the store, or you want to order a product that is sold only on the website. So you can order it directly from the kiosk. And we are doing a tool for the sales team. We are also providing mobile marketing solution like Vision, which is a tool which enables stores to send notification to people coming around the store, doing geofencing and so on. And I will talk about this just after. And about all this, we are making innovation. So I'm here to speak about Beacon. We started tackling Beacon as soon as 2013. We made a first experimentation for Auchan, which was a shopping list that was ordering itself automatically according to your position in the store, and the position, of course, was provided by the beacon around you. A few weeks ago, we were in Las Vegas to show these shoes, which is a changing color shoes. Without sound. Thank you. There is no sound, obviously. It's okay. It's a color-changing tool. You can change the color directly from your mobile phone. So just to tell you that we are making at least one innovation project per year at Foseis. So Foseis in China, how does it came? It came for the first time in 2013 when Auchan asked us to go in China and make their mobile application. You have an example here of the Wode Auchan, which was the application for the retailer in China. To be honest, we did everything wrong. That means we do everything that you should not do when you go in China, because Auchan was in a hurry. We started without studying the market. Because we couldn't hire people locally, we made everything from France. So the project went out on the day that was planned, but it was a very hard project. However, when I went in China for a few times during this project, I thought that there was a real market for us. So 1 year ago, we decided to start over and to do things in the right order. That means hiring people, local people in China, studying the market and adapting our offer. This session is just a testimonial of a small company who went in China a few months ago, and it's dedicated to the retail world. So what I'm saying now might not apply for games or for maybe traveling industry. It's only for retail, or maybe there are some common points, but at this point, it's very specific to retail world. So the intervention will be in 3 parts. Do retailers need an app with WeChat around? Because apparently Laure told me something that has not been discussed yet in these sessions. What can you do with an application that WeChat can't do? And what can you do with WeChat that an application can't do? So you will have the distinction between both. Of course, what the initial session was for, using WeChat with beacons to connect online and offline worlds. And I will have the occasion to let the microphone to Julien Caillou, who is the head of Auchan Group Asia One Bank, which is a bank for the Group Auchan, and one of our clients in China where we made the beacon experimentation inside the Auchan stores. So just to understand, so that you can understand the differences between a mobile application and a mobile website. A mobile application is created using the native tools of Android and iPhone. That means Objective-C for iOS and Java for Android. And it has direct accesses to all the features of the mobile phone. So you have direct access to the camera, to the geolocation, to the sensors, and so on. On the opposite, HTML5 is a mobile website that you put inside, for instance, Safari, and it has limited access to the hardware. Even if it's with the different version of HTML5, you have more and more access to more and more features of your smartphone. So why do I say that? Sorry, because WeChat is a hybrid application. That means that when you're making WeChat content, you have HTML5 website that you embed into your website, into your mobile account on WeChat. So it depends if you need an application, what are your goals, which services do you want to provide your customers with, are there services that are available directly with WeChat, or do you need an application to access people, to access the services on your mobile phone, and of course what is your budget, because making an application, native application, is way more expensive than making a WeChat HTML5 application. So what an application can do that WeChat can't do yet, because of course WeChat can do more and more things every week. Notifications. So you receive push notification. Maybe today for the Panama Papers, you receive notifications from Le Monde application, if you are French. It's something you cannot do with WeChat. You cannot receive direct notification. You cannot wake up the phone of your customer without a notification. If you're sending a notification through WeChat account, you have a service account, you have to get the user launch WeChat to find the information. You cannot do indoor geolocation to find the location of the customer inside the store. You can have real-time camera interaction, like for instance live image recognition. You cannot geofencing. Geofencing is the fact of sending a message to people who are arriving around the store and not inside the store, which because it's based on GPS position. You cannot communicate with all, not any, but all the Bluetooth devices. And many more features that are related to native development. And it provides a better user experience using a mobile phone. We made a test with one of our clients. We asked two people to order something on a mobile website and the mobile application of the same retailer, very same retailer. And we just make a timing to see how many time it took them to order this thing. The mobile application, if it's well done, it's much more competitive when it comes to order easily and quickly items. And it drives more customer engagement. Why do I say that? It's because you can have your own icon on the dashboard of the phone of the customer. Of course, you have to fight to be in the maybe 12 or 20 application a user uses on a regular basis on the mobile phone. What can WeChat do that an application can't? Of course, it has an unrivaled penetration rate with almost, the last figures was 700,000 users. It's a very simplified distribution of your content. You don't have to bother with marketplaces, App Store in China with a segmented App Store for Android. You're saving a lot of cost and development mutualization with your website. That means that in many cases you can just embed your website into your WeChat service account and you don't have to develop everything from scratch. And you have access to already developed built-in features, for instance the wallet or the beacon, we'll talk about that later. So when we arrived in China, we had to think about this, and that's why I had to forget all my Western reflexes about retail. What are my reflexes? It's security. I witnessed a lot of projects in France around mobile payment, for instance, that failed because of big regulations about security. From what I saw in China, security is a concern, but not to the extent that it slows down the project. The data ownership is not the holy grail of retailers. In France, and especially in France, retailers have an approach of ownership of their data. It's not possible for them to think that they will share data with people like Apple or even WeChat. It's hardly possible to think that they will put in the same application customer from Carrefour and Auchan at the same place. It's a French reflex that I didn't find in France. In China. In China, I even heard about people who were relying 100% on WeChat for their CRM, for instance. It's not usual, but I heard about it. I know it's a legend, maybe. And of course, I'm sorry to say that, but Western customers are spoiled, really spoiled, when it comes to user experience. Our clients are spending a lot of money in chasing the millisecond in the purchase tunnel that will augment the sales. They are trying to make wonderful customer experience. And when I went in China, I talked with a friend who is e-commerce director of a brand, and she told me an incredible rate of conversion rate for our website, which is not even mobile. That meant that it was 3 years ago. People were bothering ordering on the website which is not responsive. They were zooming, and even with that, with this very, very poor customer experience, they had wonderful customer rate. So for now, Chinese customers are not spoiled, and they are ordering even if the customer experience is not perfect. So that's my opinion, of course. So your choice depends on your objectives, your level of maturity on cross-channel strategies, and your budget. And the proposal for FOCEIS in China is to help brands find the best solution. Do you need an application? Do you need a WeChat account? Do you need both? Maybe you need both. And then we put that in place. So I'm going fast because I know we are in a hurry, so if you have any question, feel free to interrupt. About the weekend, so we made something in some good experiences with Weekend. Weekend is a WeChat beacon in China. First, I'm going to talk about the beacon outside China, just to explain why Weekend are such a big deal. The limiting factor for beacons is you need an application. You cannot do without it. If you want to interact with your customer through beacon outside China, you need to have them download the application. So let's take an average retailer, which has 100 stores, which has a drive-to-store model application, and it has 1.5 million downloads. So I took European figures. Maybe for China it's much more, but just to give you an example. So that means that it has 200,000 active users per month. If you just want to focus on the Bluetooth activation rate in Europe, it's around 20%. So that means that from your 200,000, you fell down to 40,000 users that are eligible to become for your application. Then if you want to interact with customer and create a message when people arrive in the store, you have to make them accept geolocation and notification. In our current statistic, it's almost 70% of people who accept this. And then you divide by the number of stores, and you arrive to a wonderful number of 9 customers per store and per day that you can interact with beacons. So I'm talking about the European way of seeing the beacons. That means that in France, for instance, I didn't know much about a successful and fully deployed beacon strategy. In the States, it's different because they don't have the same culture about data ownership, and they are federating their beacons in networks like Unicast. That means that they don't care if Home Depot client customer is also eligible to the Walmart beacons. So they are mutualizing their beacon in existing network. So how does it work with WeChat? With WeChat, of course, you have don't need to have people installing the application. So you have from scratch 700,000 people, 700 million people eligible to beacon. But what they did was they inverted the strategy from push to pull. one drawback is of Beacon is when you enter the store. If you enter a mall, for instance, think that you have 20 applications, the 20 stores inside the mall. When you enter the mall, you receive 20 notifications. So it's something that is not possible with WeChat. If I have a beacon in my bag, everybody who has WeChat here would have received a notification from me. It's not possible. So that means they've changed the strategy from push to pull. Pull, that means that you have to convince the user to launch WeChat with an existing sign, and we'll talk about this later, and to make a shake. And then when you make a shake, the phone is looking around for existing beacon, WeChat beacon, and it displays a message and engage customer to go, for instance, on the website or something like this. So how it works, it's an example we made in Shanghai Pudong International Airport. What we did, we installed more than 1,000 beacons with Samdeco, with a joint venture between JC Deco and a Chinese company. And we installed a beacon in each and every digital billboard inside the Pudong and the Hangzhou airports. So people who came around the billboards have a sign, and they are invited to make a shake and then to go to marketing campaigns. So it can be content, it can be a coupon, it can be whatever you want. It depends really from day to day. It can change in the airport. We provided them with an interface where, in autonomy, they can manage their beacon campaigns. They can group their beacons by network. For instance, the beacon in the departure hall, or the arrival hall, and so on. They can change the content management hour per hour, so to say. And we can even think that sometimes when you have several messages that are succeeding on the screen, the beacon content changes according to the message that is displayed on the screen. And the results of the campaign are in real time, so they can know how many people are making the shake, how many people are clicking on the messages and arriving on the marketing campaign. They can do a lot of things. They can know a lot of things. And on the CRM side, so when you're making a shake, you are able to get the WeChat ID of the people. You are able to get the gender, the city, I think, but you don't know much more. WeChat does not let you know more, so that means that you have to ask people, engage them with a contest or something, and ask them for the additional personal information if you want to have a complete view of the people who are participating. So some other examples of beacon campaigns, which are not from us, but that doesn't mean I don't have to talk about them. Something that was made with Carrefour in China, so I go faster on this one. Something that has been made in the public welfare activities in Shanghai as well. Something for a group hotel. So all these information are available on the Tencent website. So you can find them. Nissan as well, with the coupon and Hongbao as a marketing mechanism. Something that has been made, I think it's from during a concert, so you were able to make a shake during a concert and win prizes. That's all, and now I'm letting the microphone to Julian for a testimony about what we did in Ocean Web Source.
So just briefly, so I am Chief Data Officer and in charge of Asia for Onebank. Onebank is one of the three core businesses of Auchan Group. The two other ones are real estate with Auchan, and the most famous is Auchan Retail, which is the second biggest French retailer with 52 billion euros turnover. In China, so we've got the three businesses. Auchan, which is operating on online with marketplace Fenyu, with fields and Auchan wines, and offline, more traditionally, with more than 400 stores. And Auchan is currently the second biggest hypermarket player in China, the first foreigner. On real estate business, so we are managing more than 100 shopping malls. And on a side, so we are smaller than WeChat payment and Alipay. We've got today 30 million cards issued mainly with our partners, China UnionPay. So we are providing a data solution, payment solution, and credit solution. And in December 2015, we decided to starting issuing installment credit in stores. And we would like to have another customer experience. That's why we tried with Weekend. The customer need just to check his mobile for getting credit information and credit simulation. And the test was tremendous because we increased drastically the conversion rate. The population we attracted was 15 years old younger, and we boost the acceptance rate, which is normally 50%, and we reach 70%. So this test will be enlarged. And we are thinking about even the next step for both Honey business and Auchan business, because right now the customer is known only at the cashier, at checkout. And the idea is to move to being able to know the customer at the check-in and organizing a check action and being able to provide them with tailor-made couponing. So for us this is the future. And it's true that as we learned about retailer app with Fossis, we are learning as well on the weekend with them. So there is even a willingness to be shareholder.
Yeah. So I make the conclusion, and after if you have a question for Julian or me, feel free. So what was the conclusion of all this? It's a factual conclusion, what we learned, in fact. Without network, no beacons. That seems really simple, but if you provide beacon content, but people do not have a network at the place you're providing the content, that's a problem. And that's a problem we had, especially in malls with Auchan, because in one mall the connection, the coverage was really poor. So you have to provide at least Wi-Fi or if you can, a good network coverage. Content is important, of course, but that's at least one common point between Western and China world. If you put promotion, if you put incentive, if you put money, if you put Hongbao, you get better conversion rate than if you put just information. That's something stupid, but that's a reality. But message is the key, and what we saw from our experiences is that the conversion rate can be drastically different according to the message you put on your billboards. You just don't have to put a Shake logo on your billboard. That's not enough. People know the Shake logo. They know WeChat. They know they can shake with WeChat. But you need to educate them. You need to explain them that you have to turn your Bluetooth on. You have to explain them that you have to have a network coverage and so on. So it's something very important, and it's a common point we have in other experimentations in France and anywhere else. Digital is something new, something you have to educate people with. You can't just do like if they already know.